Okay guys, so what I have here is just a heat protectant rubber silicone surface to put my hot iron on as it gets hot on the outside and on the inside. And then I'm going to take just a small piece of parchment paper that I had just to lay that over that so that when I put this on it, it doesn't stick onto my flat iron and ruin it. And then I have a sharp pointed butter knife here that I've used for other things, so it's getting kind of tweaked, probably unscrewing some screws or something that I shouldn't have been doing with this. But anyway, so this one's perfect for doing this job. So first I'm going to do a MAC eyeshadow, and when you open this up you're going to notice that there is a bit of a space there in between that little ridge and the top dish. The top dish is actually placed inside of this packaging. And then that just clicks down over it. So what I'm going to do is put the butter knife right up underneath that there ledge and pop it out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I want to be really careful not to actually break it or have this go flying across the room, which could happen. So as you can see, I just kind of popped that out. So this eyeshadow comes out of these. You can return these to MAC actually. But I don't have a MAC store near me, so I'll probably just end up tossing it. But anyway, it comes out into this little piece like this. And this is what I'm going to lay on that parchment paper. And what it's going to do is going to loosen up the glue that's adhering this to the actual pan. And once I leave this on for about a minute and a half or so, then I'm going to go in with that sharp corner again and just lift this up out of it. It should come out fairly easily. If not, don't force it because you don't want to crack your eyeshadow. You want to be able to take it out with ease. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that on there for a few minutes. I'm actually going to set a timer on my phone so that I don't get kind of caught up. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep an eye on that. So what's a great idea when you order a Z palette, you can also get magnets from any craft store or whatever, but what it is, these are circular magnets that come with a Z palette so that you can magnetize them onto your palette. These are really nice. I can stick these on with the other side, peel it off and stick it on after that's done. And what I want to do then is actually label it. So little round stickers are really nice. You can get them at the dollar store and then just label like MAC Woodwinked. That way I know what it is. So when I'm opening up, for example, this one, I'm not going to have all MAC eyeshadows in this palette. So if I want to know what it is, like this one here already says texture or whatever. But for the ones that aren't labeled, I'm going to want to know what they are, especially when I'm doing tutorials and stuff. So you could also take the label off of this here as well, which I may do on this one, I'll see. And I'll show you how to do that too. And this one is a nice round one, so it would be good to go over the magnet. Okay, so it's been on for a minute and 30 seconds. So I'm just going to carefully take that off. It's going to be hot. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see it. Yeah, it's a little bit hot. So I'm just going to stick this butter knife in there. Okay, so I just pushed a little bit on it and I can see it's about to turn there. So I am just going to play with this for a little bit and try to pop it out without poking my eyeshadow in. There we go. And that's popping right out. I'm going to go ahead and just dump it over. Okay, so as you see, when I take this out, the glue, okay, it's hot. Yeah, that's still really hot. I'm gonna put that over face down. That part of it is very hot, and so this isn't too bad, but it just loosens up the glue that was inside that pan. so that I can almost twist it. So that's probably a good technique. I didn't think about doing that. So I'm going to go ahead now and put my magnet on that while that glue is actually still a bit warm. It'll just make it adhere even better. So what I'm going to do now is actually lay this on the iron to heat up the part with the label. And leave it on for 30 seconds. And then when I lift this off, I'm just going to stick this in underneath and lightly lift up that label, which is separated from the glue. And then I'll lay that right on top of it. There we go. Alright, and that's cooled down quite a bit there now. So now I know that this is Woodwinked, my MAC shadow. It has my magnet, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that one in. See, because it seems like the magnet that comes with the Z pellet is good for the Z pellet, but the magnet, oh yeah, that stays put even with the label on, so I'll definitely keep that one in there. Even though it's a MAC shadow, it's going to stay in there. So, see the magnets that come with the refill ones are a very thick magnet, so the magnetic power of that is a lot better than the ones that come in this little packet of these ones, I'm assuming. So these work best with the Z palette, which the Z palette must have a stronger magnet on the back of it, but anyway, that one's fine in there. I don't care if it's not in the MAC one, it's no big deal. So what I'll have to do is get some stronger magnets, the ones that are like this thicker one, for using it for this palette. I also want to show you how to do like a NYX trio, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay this whole thing on there. Alright, so I'm just going to take that off. Yeah, it's definitely melted the plastic on the bottom there, so I'm just going to be really careful. And now this should move much easier. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I'll just dump that over. There we go. And this is a Rimmel one, which is just like this. Same thing. Just want to lay that on right like it is. And once you keep all your packaging and stuff like that, you're going to know why they are. But writing on the back of them is definitely a great idea if you want to know what colors they are and that sort of thing. So, and this is a Rimmel one, which is just like this. Same thing. Just want to lay that on right like it is. And once you keep all your packaging and stuff like that, you're going to know why they are. But writing on the back of them is definitely a great idea if you want to know what colors they are and that sort of thing. So, yeah, hopefully this is a helpful tutorial for some of you. If you want to declutter and that sort of thing, it is definitely the way to go. I know it's definitely going to save a ton of room, especially in like one of these drawers that I have my organization thing. There's a couple different palettes here, like this whole drawer is going to be gone, empty. So that is going to be amazing. A lot of these eyeshadows I got when they were like $2 and something cents. And you know, you don't reach for them a whole lot because you just don't dig down through a lot of them. But when you have all your eyeshadows like in one handy palette, it's so easy to like flick it open and you have them all there, and then you're going to use them a lot more often than if you didn't have them more visible. It's like anything. If you don't see it, you forget about it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to go ahead and see to these ones and start labeling them. And make sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.